Chris, have you ever mixed milk and water together?
No, I don't think so.
Well, you can do it in a sort of odd but very simple way by putting the milk into a medicine dropper and then dropping it over the top of the water like this. Watch.
Okay. Oh. Yeah, I can see a little ring of milk.
Yeah, a little ring of milk goes down.
Going through the water. That was good.
Now, have you ever seen rings like that? They're called vortex rings.
No, I don't think I have.
Not in milk, but maybe in air?
Well, yeah, I have. Because sometimes I see people smoking a pipe or something, and they might blow some rings of smoke.
Rings of smoke, and it's exactly the same kind of ring called a vortex ring. And you and I are now going to blow smoke rings too, in much the same way as this. Only we're going to use this great big box here.
Okay.
See? Here, I'll move it up here for you.
Okay, there's the hole.
There's the hole, right? And what I'm going to do is light this piece of paper, and inside there I have a source of smoke. So when I put it inside here, I'll use this long stick to light it.
Okay.
Then I want you to go turn out the lights, and with my remote control, I can turn on the projector across the room, so we're blowing the smoke rings out here in the light. Okay?
Okay.
Now, in the back of the box, I'll close the door like that. In the back of the box, I've taken the cardboard out, and see there's a big sheet of plastic. So that's quite flexible, so that you can pound like this.
Okay.
Then what'll happen when you pound like that?
Well, the smoke will be in there,
Right.
and it'll be hitting the smoke, and it'll be forced one way out of
Right.
this hole and be formed in a ring because of the circle.
A ring about this size. It'll start out that size, and the most energy will be around the edge, like this. And the smoke ring should come out like that. Okay, you ready?
Okay.
Well, first of all, wait, let me get it lit. So we fill the box with smoke.
Should I stand back?
Well, just get ready to turn out the light, okay?
Okay.
Okay, go turn out the light.
Ooh.
Now I'll turn on my projector. Okay? Now you stand about right here, and I'll see if I can make them go right by your head so you can watch them.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
Here comes number one.
Whoa.
Ooh, almost got you right in the head.
That's pretty neat.
Okay, here comes another one.
Ooh, that's pretty neat. You can
was a
see the
beauty.
smoke around the edge,
Yeah.
but you can't see it in the middle.
Would you like to try this?
Yeah.
You come back over here,
Okay.
and you work the smoke rings, and this time I'll light the candle and see if you can adjust it so that you blow out the candle from 6 feet away.
Okay.
Okay, try it. A little more.
Almost.
Ooh, almost. A little more, and you've got it. There you
Yeah,
go.
it went out.
Congratulations. So you now just blew out a candle at 6 feet away with a vortex smoke ring. Deep down inside that Colorado mountain, there's a large supply of valuable ore. When it's refined, it's called molybdenum. One of its unusual properties is that it must be heated to an extremely high temperature before it melts. Added to steel, it produces very strong, long-lasting alloys that can withstand the heat of a jet airplane engine and the cold of Alaska. Molybdenum in paint resists the effects of weather on huge installations like radio telescopes. It's also used to remove pollutants from petroleum products and even makes a superior lubricant. It's one of the few metals that can withstand the electrical heat needed to make sand into glass. But how do you get that important metal, molybdenum, out of the inside of the mountain? To meet that challenge, engineers from Amex had to build one of the world's largest mines. First, they drilled test cores to verify the location of the ore. The cores gave them information as to the best way to design the mine. Meanwhile, the location was surveyed to plan the construction of the mine so that it would not damage the natural environment. Then a network of tunnels was dug into the mountain so that the ore could be mined at various levels. Long shafts led to the bottom of the mine. The ore is dumped into the long shafts that lead to waiting railroad cars. A train then carries the ore through the mountain, traveling nearly 16 kilometers before reaching the other side. The train continues across the valley to bring the ore to the processing plant. The ore is unloaded and refining begins. Today, the Amex complex at Henderson, Colorado, is the world's largest operating mine for that valuable metal, molybdenum. Stacy, I have 4 bottles of water here. Feel them.
Oh, the clear is cold and the red is hot.
Red is hot. You sure that's same over here too?
Yeah.
Okay. So you and I are going to investigate convection currents. Do you know what that means?
Yeah, we took them in science this year. It's the transfer of heat through liquids or gases.
Yeah. But it's the entire chunk of gas or liquid that moves from one place to the other.
Right.
Not just the transfer of energy. Well, we're going to, I'll show you how to do this. I'll do it with this pair, and you do it with that pair.
All right.
What you do is you place the card over the top like that, and then turn the bottle upside down, and then slip it over like this, so you get the 2 bottles lined up as well as you can, okay?
Should I put the red on top too?
Yeah, no, you put the cold on top.
Okay.
Got to sort of turn your hand over first so it's all set. That's the idea.
My fingers are getting caught in there.
There you go. Now, what we're going to do is pull out the cards.
Okay.
So the water
we
can
lined
mix.
up?
Okay?
Sure.
I want you to predict what's going to happen.
With this? When I pull out this card?
Okay, yeah. Now, when you pull that card out, I'll hold it. Go ahead.
Sorry, should I
No, wait. I want you to predict first.
Okay.
Oh, you know.
I think that it's going to mix a bit.
What's going to happen? The red is going to go up or down? In this case, it's going to only go up, right?
Right, but the cold is going to come down.
Right. And in this case, with the hot on top?
It's going to have to come down because of gravity.
Oh.
Or just mix a bit.
Okay, let's try it. First, let's do this one.
All right.
Except for the leaks.
It's not mixing very much. Just a bit at the top.
Now, think about cold and hot water. Which is the most dense, cold or hot?
Cold, because the molecules are closer together.
Right. So gravity pulls down on the cold more than on the hot.
Yeah.
So this is going to stay there. So nothing can go up.
Because there's no space between the molecules for the red ones to go in between.
Well, no, it's not going in between. The fact that the molecules of the cold water are more dense, they're closer packed together, therefore they're in effect heavier, and gravity pulls down on them. Okay,
so when I put this down, everything's going to come down, this is going to go up.
Right, because gravity's going to pull down on there. Do you think you can do it?
I'll try. Is it lined up?
Okay. Aha.
Oh,
You're right.
It's really going up.
Yes.
A lot faster. This didn't have any.
Well, this shouldn't stay there until the 2 of them get the same temperature. Then there might be some intermixing. But as long as the hot was down here, the cold water is being forced down by gravity, pushing it.
And all the air is coming out?
Well, a couple of bubbles of air going in there. So every time you heat up a gas or a liquid, these sort of convection currents will take place. So let's do it now in a more normal thing. Let's leave those there and hope they don't fall over. Here's a beaker full of water. And I've had it sitting here for half an hour, so it's nice and still.
Okay.
But notice it's sitting on the edge of the stove. Use the spoon, the back end of the spoon as a sort of spatula, and put some of this dye over on this side, and then some of the dye over on that side.
Okay.
In other words, on the cold side and the hot side. Meanwhile, I'll turn on the...
Better keep this thing over
Okay,
there.
now try it on the other side. And watch what happens now as the water is heated on one side and remains at the same temperature on the other. Look what's happening. See the convection currents?
Yeah, it's sort of swirling.
Sure,
almost.
so they're swirling because the water on this side is lighter and the water on this side is heavier, so gravity pulls it down here and makes it swirl around like that. So that takes place every time you heat a liquid or a gas unevenly, and they're called convection currents. AJ, most kids like card tricks. You like card tricks?
Yeah.
Well, here's a simple one that needs no sleight of hand. It's all based on a scientific principle. So watch closely what I do so that you can do it later.
Okay.
First of all, you have to pick a card.
Okay, I'll take that one.
Okay, take a look at it. Okay, you
Take
got
on
it
it.
memorized now? So
Yeah.
put it back any old place.
Yes.
Okay. I have 27 cards here, and I'm going to put them down into 3 piles.
Okay.
And I want you to note when your card comes up, but don't let me know. Don't give me any indication whatsoever until I'm all through. Okay, now I want you to tell me which pile is it in?
This one.
It's in that one, okay. I do that once more. Think you can handle this?
Okay.
Pretty simple.
Yeah.
Again, watch for your card, but don't tell me until the very end. Okay, now you can tell me which pile is it in?
This one.
It's in that one, okay. One more time. Which pile is it in?
This one.
Okay. Now you set the cards down elaborately in front of the person that you're playing the trick on, and you say, tell me, what's your card?
It's the Queen of Clubs.
See that top card? Turn it over.
That's
Queen of
neat.
Clubs. Now, I said this was based on a scientific principle, and you've fooled around with computers, haven't you?
Yeah.
Have you ever noticed we have a big data bank, an awful lot of miscellaneous numbers, and you've asked the computer to, say, find something? Well, very often when programmers do it, they say one of the ways of doing it is to divide the entire database in half. Then they examine only the one half. If they find it there, they don't have to bother with the other half.
Oh, yeah.
This is the same idea, but this is based on dividing it into 3s. I had 3 piles. So let's do the trick again, this time up where we can see it, and you'll watch what happens. That principle is involved. First of all, I have 27 cards, and you deal them out into 3 piles like this. So have you spotted a card that you'd like to choose?
Yeah.
Which one?
2 spades.
The 2 of spades. Okay, now the minute you tell me that it's in that pile, I can in effect discard all these, can't I?
Oh.
Now,
it's not
because
in
you
there.
know it's not in there, you told me that. Now we do the same thing again. We put them into 3 piles.
So it's in this one.
So that immediately discards all those.
And then this.
Okay, now when I put these 3, you tell me which pile is it in, and
This
it's
one.
obviously that card. The point is, if every time you do it, these cards are just sort of to confuse the issue, to make it look complicated. All you have to do is put the pile that the person chooses on top, and it'll come up after you do it 3 times, be the card on top. Now, who are you going to try this on?
My dad.
Okay, good luck.
Okay, thanks.
Stacy, you've, well, I was going to say fooled around, but that's probably not the term, because you are very serious about computers.
Yes, I am.
And you like them, and you've done a lot of programming on them. Well, I have a simple program here that turns the computer into a stopwatch, a very high-speed, accurate stopwatch.
Yes.
And I'm going to challenge you to, in effect, tell me when 5 seconds have gone by, but you look at the computer.
Okay.
You know how to estimate time.
Well, yeah, you can count 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3
Okay.
Mississippi.
Now, the little program is all ready to go, so you see run there on the screen. So first you hit enter, and then to stop it, you hit hold.
Okay, now stop it when 5 seconds is?
Stop it exactly at 5 seconds.
Okay. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5. 48.
48. Very good. Now, you think, well, you could probably do better if you were actually looking at the screen and seeing the numbers come up.
I don't know, those numbers come up pretty fast.
Well, but this is typical of certain types of jobs in which, if you were a pilot, for example, you'd have to be able to react when you see an instrument and have some kind of a reading on it, or even maybe in some computer work. So what I'd like you to do this time is start it again, start run, and this time, watching it, stop it at 50.
Okay, I'll try. 51.
51, okay. And with practice, I think you'd be able to get it so that you could stop it right at 50, because you could anticipate how long it takes you to move over there. Okay, type run again.
All right.
This time, Oh, no, you get your finger away from that because I'm going to do it. Your hands are down here on the table as though you were a pilot and you had your hands on the instruments, and I'm going to start enter, and I want you to be able to move and hit hold to stop it.
Okay.
And we'll see how long it takes you to do it. You're going to watch my finger, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Even with you watching, watch.
3.
So that means 3/10 of a second.
Is that good?
Well, I don't know. Probably. Fairly good. Okay, let's try it once more, and I'll see if I can. Okay, hands on table. This time, I don't want you to look. I just want you to listen.
Okay.
Yes. Now you'll have to hear it. Now you'll have to open your eyes. You'll have to see it, and then put your finger on it. So it should take longer, shouldn't it?
Uh-huh.
Okay, you ready?
Oh, yeah, it did.
Yeah, half a second. Anyway, type run, and just let it run off, because I think it's kind of fun to be able to set up. You can do this on almost any computer because it's a relatively simple program to make it into a high-speed stopwatch. On a hike in a swamp in Georgia, you come across a mound that's been disturbed. In it, you can see about 50 eggs. You'd better be careful because the nest could be guarded by the mother, an American alligator. Scientists who study alligators often find nests that are disturbed, not by people, but by bears and other swamp animals after the eggs. Enough eggs survive to hatch into baby alligators. As they grow, they lose their stripes. In a year, they could add as much as 30 centimeters, or about 1 foot, to their length. During their first 3 years, they're vulnerable to predators, but after that, they have few enemies. They eat just about anything and help keep the swamps and waterways clear of dead animals. By moving their long tails from side to side, they can swim with considerable speed. They can submerge at will, swim underwater, and come to the surface again some distance away. In the past, alligators were hunted for food and for their hides, which were made into shoes and pocketbooks. It's been estimated that more than 2.5 million alligators were killed before 1900 in just the state of Florida. Their numbers dwindled further as cities expanded and swamps were filled in for housing developments. The laws that were passed to protect alligators work so well, they've made a strong comeback in recent years. In fact, some states allow controlled hunting to keep the alligator population under control. People can live with alligators if they follow simple rules. One is, don't feed them. A huge alligator eating marshmallows may be amusing, but feeding them helps them lose their fear of people and can lead to attack on pets and even people. Whenever an alligator may become a threat, men from the Georgia Department of Natural Resources capture it at night when alligators are most active. They can also be captured with a baited trap. The nuisance alligator is loaded onto a truck and taken to an area where it will no longer threaten people. Because of the protective laws and wildlife management, the reptiles that have been around since the days of the dinosaurs, the alligator, will continue to dominate life in the swamp. Kenton, I don't assume you've had geometry in school, have you?
Nope.
Well, later on, when you get solid geometry, you're going to have to find the volume of something like this. What is volume, do you know?
No, not at the slightest.
Well, it's the amount of stuff that's there. In other words, you could weigh it, and that would tell you the weight of the stuff, but you want to know how much is there. And with an object like this, it's pretty easy. You measure the height and the width and the depth, and you multiply them all together. Now, there's another easier way, though. You see this container I have here, colored water?
Yes.
So pour some of that into there.
Okay, sure. Until the rim, or?
Yeah, well, keep going. There, now you can stop. See what's happening?
The water's coming out of this tube.
Yes. What we're trying to do is to get a fixed volume of water. And now we have water right up to the very edge, right, and anything excess comes out over there. Okay, now, we could wait till it stops dripping, and we'd be very accurate. But now, see I have a nail on the top of this piece of wood?
Yep.
Okay, put it slowly down into that fixed volume of water. Just put it right slowly down into there.
I think that this block, or whatever you call it, cube, will then force the water out because of its volume.
Yes, we're adding volume to here, so the volume is more than it was before. And the excess is coming out over here. Okay. Now you can read the volume right off the side of this thing.
That's
See it?
true.
In fact, don't worry about reading it. Just move the rubber band down there till it gets to the level of the water. And that's the volume of the cube.
That's the volume.
Okay, now you want to pour that back in here again?
Okay, sure. Let's see. And this time the water's going to drip out.
Well, it shouldn't. It should be just because we have the same volume again as we did before.
Oh.
See? Now, if you tried to find the volume of this by measuring it, you'd have a tough time, wouldn't you?
That's very true.
Yeah, all kinds of
There's so
bumps
many
and stuff
bumps on
sticking
it.
out, right?
Yeah.
So it would be hard to measure in the same simple way as you did this. So you know how to find the volume of that?
Yep.
How?
Okay, well, I can take this
Lump
Play-Doh
of clay.
or lump of clay and put it into the water
Mm-hmm.
and let the water come out of the tube
Right.
and then find out where it will stop.
Because you added the volume here
Yeah.
again, right? Right. Okay. You could wait until the very last
Yeah,
drop, couldn't
and
you?
be very
Okay,
accurate.
now, how much volume is there?
It's exactly the same as the cube, or
Yeah.
almost.
In fact, that's why it has all these bumps on it, because I added bumps until I got exactly the same volume.
Oh.
How tall are you?
I'm about 136 centimeters,
How much do you weigh?
about 24 kilograms.
Okay, those are the sort of normal measurements. What's your volume?
My volume, how much I have in me?
Yeah, how much of there is there, of you
Well,
there?
I don't know, because I've never
Yeah, most
measured.
people don't, because that volume is not really that important. But we're going to find out your volume.
You mean you're going to put me into water?
Well, you think that's the way to do it?
Yes.
You could put you in water just like this, right? All right.
So that's why you asked me to bring my bathing suit.
Yeah, so you got your bathing suit on underneath. Here is going to be our container.
Is the water going to be cold?
No, it won't be cold. In fact, I'll warm it up. But we can't put you in this, can we? Because it isn't big enough.
Yeah.
But we're going to use this as that container right there, and we're going to see how many of these you can fill up. What's your comparison? What do you think?
6
6 of these?
or 5?
5? Okay, make up your mind. 5 or 6?
5.5.
5.5. Okay.
Why not?
So if we put you underwater and we catch all of the water that we get, you think it's going to fill 5.5 of those. Okay, you didn't notice it when you came over, but outside, I have just the thing to do it. Come on.
Okay.
Okay,
Cool.
that's number 5. And what did you say you were worth?
Pardon?
How many buckets did you say you were
Well,
going
I said about 5.5.
Okay, we had 5 now, so duck down. Here we go. Coming up, number
cold.
6.
This thing's
Okay.
freezing.
Go ahead, you can go on down a little further. We'll make you go faster.
Okay.
Down further. Keep going. Keep going. There we go. Here, there's 5.5 about. That's what you said, and you got
Yeah.
your head left.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Keep going.
That's it.
Keep
I'm
going.
down to my shoulders now.
Okay, keep going. Then when I tell you, stand up just like before, okay?
Okay.
Okay, stand up. That's number 6. Okay, down you go. Okay, one more dip and I think we'll have it, and it looks like it's going to be 8 right on the button.
Okay.
One more, here you go. Okay, that just about did it. Total of 8. So if
Okay.
anybody asks you, your volume is 8 red buckets. Okay, thank you very much.